Hey, what's up, y'all? Let's get into it. First off, like, share, subscribe, and join the channel. It's your boy Paul. So let's get down to the mess of the mess. And today we're getting into Caught in the Act Double Life, starring Tamar Braxton. So we on episode 6, y'all. So it's like I be finally caught up with this show because I've been had 3 episodes total. But let's get into the mess of the mess. So we got Claudia, Cynthia, Claudia. We got Cynthia. Okay, I hope I got it. Cynthia. No, Cindy. Excuse me, I pronounced the name wrong. Cindy. We got Cindy. So we got Cindy and her bestie. What was her bestie name? I forget her bestie. I think her bestie name was Brooklyn. I think it was Brooklyn. I wrote it down. Bestie. No, her bestie name was Monique. Okay, we got Cynthia. We got Cindy and her bestie Monique. So they come in to see Tamar because she got questions about her man. This was I said now number 6 was off change. So she got questions about her man and his whereabouts and what he's been up to. So she gave a little backstory there how she met her man. So her man is a vet. You know, he's an Army vet, you know, and whatever. She met him years ago. She's she got her ministry, the ministry that she has, she gives back to the homeless and stuff like that. She do charity work and everything else. Backstory. But she met him years ago. They lost connection. And all of a sudden, I want to say the last 2 years, they've been together. Excuse me. So during this time, 2-3 years ago now, she had actually ended up seeing him. She ended up seeing him outside of a store, panhandling, and she asked him what's going on. He told her that he had hard times, and so she ended up offering him, you know, a place to stay and help him get back on his feet. So he been with her for 2 years, and she been helping him get back on his feet, everything. She gave him an allowance. I said, allowance? We ain't gonna get it. Give him allowance and stuff. She also said she gave him $15K so that he can go ahead and get his life together. Girl. So yeah, Tamar said, you gave him what? Girl, what? Saying, yeah, I gave him $15K. But Tamar said, I'm gonna take this case, y'all. I'm gonna take this case. So Tamar team, you know, my girl, Courtney is following him around, you know. So we ended up seeing Cindy leave out. We don't seeing her follow him around. She started following him around. He ended up getting into a car, Uber, and going off. And then we ended up seeing them go to the cyber team. So we got cyber team ended up looking at his social media. And on his social media, you see him posted up being silly and whatever in his homeless attire. Then you see him, you see a picture of him before when he was in the army and stuff. You just see different pictures and everything else of him panhandling and etc. So as they going through that, we get back to my girl Courtney. So my girl Courtney ended up following him his Uber. He went to work at the homeless shelter. So he was at the homeless shelter all day. He worked the whole shift. When he got off, instead of getting in the car and going back home to Sandy, this man got on a train. So that was the end of the investigation for that night, for day 1. So we move on to day 2. So we got his name is Esteban. That's his name. Esteban is the guy that we following. So we end up following Esteban the next day. We end up seeing Cynthia leave her house, leave her house, going to work. Then after she left, he shows up. Yeah, in the same clothes he went to work in. Shows up, go in, clean up, come out in a different pair of clothes. And on his way he goes. On his way he goes. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, he changes clothes. On his way he goes. He come out, changes, go and do what he need to do. Ended up coming out, find out we see the cyber team. So cyber team is with Tamar, and they looking at his social media together. And they looked at it a little bit more closely, and the cyber team ended up seeing that a lot of the pictures were in a area where he's in the same area multiple times throughout the pictures, and so they end up seeing this realtor, you know, realtor poster in the grass. So they ended up writing it down and stuff and getting the information to look it up for later. So Courtney is following him. So she ended up following him to see this man. This man is panhandling. It's like, hold up. It's like I said, that's low down, dirty, out of the world. For you to be panhandling and you have a job, and you know how hard people are working, how hard it is for people to eat, man. And you out here, you have a job. You work at a homeless shelter. You have a job. You get paid to work there. And you out here panhandling on the side. So this man out here panhandling, then hop himself into an Uber, go to the park in the area, and Courtney couldn't follow him because it'd be too noticeable. So she couldn't follow him into the park where he went. So yeah, that was the end of that. Following him around. So we ended up. So at that point, we ended up seeing my girl Courtney, cause the cyber team and Tamar and them actually looked into the realtor that was posted that was in the back of his picture. And so they ended up so Courtney showed up to the new place, the new area that it was, and she's sitting there waiting. And behold, to our eyes, who we see? Esteban. Esteban walked out there looking sharper than a mother. He didn't get all proper and all nice and everything. And I'm like, oh, we on that one. Oh, so we say, oh, that's his. Oh, so it's like, so who he with? Who? So he all proper hop into an Uber, go to the gas station. So he goes in the gas station. He in there for about maybe 5-10 minutes or whatever. Comes back out. This man is in tore up homeless clothes. I said he going to work. This man going to work. He going to his second income. He work at the homeless shelter, but he going to his second employment. Panhandle. I said, damn dirty mother. Uncle, you out here doing. I said, oh my Lord. I said, this man is crazy. So, yeah, that's what we end up finding out. He didn't switch clothes to do his panhandling. So the cyber team is with Tamar. And they actually looked into the place where they had Courtney go to find out where he was at. So as they looking up the information, they found out. They were shocked at what they found. That he stayed there. They were shocked that the place they looked it up. And got the information of what it is of the complex or the townhouse, and what they could get, which is public knowledge. And they were shocked to see what it was. So they called my girl. They called Cindy and her bestie Monique back in to headquarters so they can have a little conversation. So as they showing her the evidence, Cindy was madder than a mother. She was mad. So as she watching the evidence, they showed her day one. They showed her day one. Then they showed him get on the train. Tamar asked him, did he ever come back home? She said no, he didn't come back home. She went, I ain't heard from him or anything like that. So when the footage keep on going, they showed her even more. They showed her him panhandling. Then they showed him at the new resident, get out of that resident, go to the gas station, change clothes. She was shocked even more to the point where they even showed him, because I said he ended up panhandling later on, um, later on after the third. Yeah, he ended up panhandling again. And on his way back, after he left, he went directly to his to his residence. And when he opened the door, they said she was madder than a month. She started speaking in Spanish. Her and Monique was just going, just talking in Spanish back and forth. Then she was so mad. And Tamar ended up showing her evidence, pulling up that residence that he just pulled up in is his. I said he owned it. I said he owned that residence since 2017 and been living there ever since. He's the only person that lived there. I said, damn girl. I said, so she's madder than you know what. She is distraught and everything. So Tamar gave her, the you either want to exam or exposure. Cynthia said expose. So Cynthia they ended up going to his house, and Esteban is in the house sitting all pretty and stuff in that nice ass townhouse in that upside that uppity side of town, looking good. I said he looking a hot ass mess. I said so they knocking on the door. Cindy is like, whoa, girl, calm down, girl, you gotta be. Yeah, what is you doing? What is you doing? What's going on here? What's going on here? So Cindy then busted through the house. And everything. She done busted through. He acting R-rated and stuff. Tamar tried to talk to him, tell him what's going on and everything like that. This is the craziest thing. This man they ended up where there was two different conversations. First, she was asking him questions about, I want my money back. She said, so where my money? And stuff like that. You gave me that. I gave you 15K and you ain't even it's right in what? So you gave me that, you offered me that. Ain't nobody willingly offered you that. That was for you to fix your life, but you already have a life. So apparently he ended up coming out to tell us that he actually won a settlement against the VA. And that's how he living the life he living. And he said he explained that he has been homeless before, and he said he makes from panhandling, he makes 8,000. I said, damn. But I said, you have a job. I said, that's greedy. That is totally greedy. But he tried to play the victim very well. Tamar was sitting there like, because she tried to talk to him and understand what was going on and everything. And it was just, it's bull. I said, he's bull. He's a narcissist. I said, he was mad. I said, this man was mad at Monique. He said he can't stand. It's like you can tell he do not like Monique. Because Monique speaks her mind. Monique's tell her how it is, but she knows her best friend's gonna do what she want to do. Because the coach ended up taking him outside and talking to him about what happened and whatever. And he wanted to apologize about that and stuff like that. And when he went in there, he said, I want to invite you into my world, this world and everything. I said, what? I said, girl, you's a dummy. But I said, the thing about Cynthia wanted a relationship with him. I said, girl, you's a dummy. So the coach ended up breaking it down to both of them, that y'all both used each other. He used you and pitied you by bringing up that homelessness and stuff that he done been through. He used that against you because you have this complex where you need to help people. You just need to help people. You have that complex. You get off of helping people. Which was true. They both are using each other. And this man apologized and everything. And I was like, she still wanted to be with him. I said, girl, what's going on? So the bestie, he argued with the bestie for a minute. Bestie said, "Baby, bestie. I got a ring on my finger, baby. My man married me 30 years ago, baby. It's still here." Cause Esteban said he gonna put a ring on the finger and stuff like that. I said, girl, I said, where your money, girl? I said, but she took him back. Tamar was ready to go. Tamar said, I'm out of here. Cause she was over the bull. She was over that man. I said, I was over him a long time ago with that bad hairline, us receiving hairline of his. And I said, he was just lying. I said, he's a manipulator. He's a manipulator. He's narcissist. He's a manipulator. She took him back. So 3 months later, we get the two besties. Come to find out, this man then got he's the head director at the homeless shelter now. I said, yeah. Is he still panhandling? I don't. She said he said he's not, but I said he is. I said he like both of them. It's like no matter what job he keep going up, he gonna do what he gonna keep panhandling. He greedy. And they've been working on a relationship and stuff like that. She said everything done got better. We done got, the bestie, Monique. Because Tamar said, girl, I love you, I love you, Monique. You my type of girl. Showing you how you feel about Shane. Well, Shane, long as my best friend happy, it's what it is. Long as she happy, it's like, it's what it is. There's nothing I can say about it. I said, yeah, your bestie is a dummy. I said, you let a man use you. It said he done took your money and you giving him an allowance. So he done took $15K plus no knowing. She didn't say how much she gave him a week. How much did she? Did she say? No. I don't have it wrote down. She didn't say how much she gave that man a week in allowance, and I don't know if she's still giving him allowance. It's like you the one being cut short. You out here struggling. For you to give a man $15K, this man living in a gorgeous townhouse. So that means the VA paid him. They said that settlement, they paid him big. Big girl. And I bet you he ain't paid you back your money. But you gonna keep doing what you do until you finally wake up. But your bestie gonna be there to hold you down. But that's all I got for y'all. This episode was a good one. This episode 6 of Caught in the Act, Double Life. I said that man was living double life. I said liar all around and ain't nothing changed. I said, but also one thing I know, cause after they left out, Tamar and the coach left, he hugging on her on one end and she holding her bestie hand and he snatched the bestie, he moved the bestie hand. I said, oh my God. I said, yeah. I said, if you don't wake up sooner or later, I said, you're gonna lose your best friend. And it's gonna be because of him. Because I said, he don't want you to have, because your best friend has been riding down with you since day one. And he don't like that. He's trying to isolate you, but I don't think you see that. Because supposedly you love him after 2 years or reconnecting. But that's all I got for y'all. But that's all. But like, share, subscribe, and join the channel. It's your boy Paul. Thank y'all for tuning in. And watch the episode all the way through. Let me know how you feel about it and how y'all felt about the episode. Bye, y'all.